What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So I realized my Kratos bus wasn't completely against the wall, and that was a huge space, thing. Because previously I had this Kratos all the way over here, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just move this back. Because one, it gives me better angles of that. Kratos is now like directly in the middle. Mimir, we still have the beard like kind of hanging like that. And I'll probably just do the Bifrost lamp just right there. We were able to scoot this over. Now I can still technically scoot it over a little bit if I need to. For now, we're keeping it like this, though. I think that looks pretty darn cool. And I like that. But I am trying to contemplate the best route for my video game setup. And I've kind of come to a few different conclusions. So, some of it is dependent on other statues, of course. So one, we really need to get Dream Studios link and see how much I like it. If we're going to do, like right now, as you know, I got Tanjiro over there. And I may just get Nezuko and keep them both. And have a mini Demon Slayer line. Throw a Demon Slayer poster and be like, boom, that's my Demon Slayer setup. Or I may just sell it. If anyone's interested, do message me. Because if someone's interested, it does make it easier. And I could do Dream Studios Link out there with Dream Studios Ganondorf and future Dream Studios Princess Zelda. But let's say I don't want to do Dream Studios. I'm like, you know what? I just would rather sell it. Then I could put Master Chief, Gears of War, and Laura out there. Or keep Laura in here and do like that Kratos, for example, just to minimize how much Kratos I got in here. Now then we move that Link right there instead. And then you'd move Laura and Uncharted over here. Devil May Cry there. Lower Resident Evil 2 here. And what I kind of, and this is one option, of course. What I was thinking is, we do clicker bust here, and you do Last of Us 1 diode there. Right here, Last of Us 2 diode. Where you have like them kind of like back to back, because they're not deep at all. I could easily fit the diode. I was thinking like Abby right here. Ellie right there. And I put glass here so she can, comfortably go there. But she'd also fit width-wise. She's 16 inches wide. So I was thinking, that could look really cool. Like, I like that idea of the first game, Last of Us 1, bust, and then the second game. And I kind of want to do that for God of War as well. You have the first game, bust, and then you do Prime 1 God of War Ragnarok diorama. That'd be plenty of space. I could do it right there. Change that out to a God of War Ragnarok poster or my God of War 1 poster since I already have it. And Resident Evil 2 would just be lowered. I was like, that would look sick. Now, of course, I got the second Kratos bus coming. I could theoretically as well, do... it depends how big Ragnarok Dio is, but let's say Ragnarok Dio here and then the other Kratos bus there. Although you could also technically do... Kratos bust, and then, the Kratos bust will take up that entire spot, but there would be an empty spot here. But you could, in essence, do like the Ragnarok diorama next to the Ragnarok bust, the Blades bust, and then we'd display Ragnarok with the Blades of Chaos. If you know what I mean. Now, it kind of varies on several things. I really wish Prime would put the Ragnarok Dio up, because I know I'm definitely going to get it. I'm like thinking how epic it'd be to have right there Kratos and older Atreus. Older Atreus is, I would say about that much taller. And, of course, different armor. Kratos, I'm sure, will have the axe and shield, the blades, and the Drapnir spear. And so I would display it. I would never display it with the axe, because that one is the axe one. I think the axe goes better on this statue. I definitely do it with the Blades of Chaos. Most likely, maybe rarely the spear, and then versus Thor. I think Thor would be the best over Odin. Thor would be huge, and I think he'd look awesome right there. So, yeah, I really want to see that Dio. But we're going to get, Last of Us 2 Dio there, Last of Us 1 right there. Kratos bus, we need to get it, because I may just throw it in the, like I said, I may throw it in the mid-room over there. I really just need to see how, if the detail is too big of a difference between this one and the other one, and I don't like displaying them near each other, then I'll have to separate them. If they look good together, then I'll just keep them together. I need to see how good it is, you know? So that one just kind of varies if we display it in this room or throw it in the other room. Now here's the thing. I do like this Kratos with this clicker because they're both extremely detailed in silicone, so they match quality-wise. You know, the quality is perfect. So we just got to get the Blades one to determine where it's going to go. But I really do like the idea of, like I said, game 1, bust, game 2, game 1, bust, game 2. You know, these don't have to go together. They are separate games, you know, so we could easily just lower that. It looks great down low. And just have to move 3 statues out in the hallway to be able to, you know, fit the Ragnarok. You know, I'm definitely going to get Ragnarok, like, no matter what. That is extremely important to me. You know, and we'll get Last of Us 2. I definitely don't think I need Horizon Forbidden West Dio at all. You know, like, I think I'm really set with just that one. You know, but God of War and Last of Us, we're definitely doing the both. Because I think those are probably, like, 2 of my favorite IPs when it comes to video games. And I hear we might be getting The Last of Us 3. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't bank on it. You know, it's so popular. They got to come up with a story. I was thinking, like, you know, the virus outbreak gets so extreme that the humans are about to become extinct. So Ellie ventures out to try to, you know, give herself for the cure or something like that. I don't know. You know, another thought that has come to mind, and someone's offered, is someone wants to buy my entire Mortal Kombat 1 force scale line. You know, I could sell this entire line for probably, you know, like, I mean, I would say not Scorpion and Sub-Zero for $6,000. If I add those two, I'd up it to 7.5. Now, it definitely hurts to the idea of selling the MK, because I've already downsized MK so much. And I definitely have a lot of key characters I want statues of. Shao Kahn, Raiden, Scorpion and Sub-Zero in that particular costume. I mean, I do love Baraka as well. Quan Chi, Kintaro Motaro. I mean, they're all so cool. And this wall looks extremely good. However, if I did theoretically sell it, it'd open it up for other video game statues. You know, if I wanted to do the Dream Studios line over here, for example, I technically could. I could do Final Fantasy VII, Stellar Blade, you know, not put any statues out in the hallway. You know, there's definitely a few options, but I do think this wall looks pretty much perfect right now, so I'm like, why should I mess it up? You know, I think it's really hard to, you know, the idea of selling it, because MK is what got me into collecting that Goro. So it's like, I don't know if I could sell it. You know, so I definitely love the idea of doing Ragnarok, Last of Us 1, and Last of Us 2. I really like that idea. You know, and Devil May Cry could definitely go great right there. You could just put Link right there and move Kratos with Halo and Gears out in the hallway. You know, those 3 looked great together in the hallway. And so I definitely could do that. So I'm definitely thinking up ideas. Always appreciate any feedback that you guys have. You know, there definitely are some more video game statues P1's making that I wouldn't mind owning, like their Lady D from Resident Evil 8. I think that looks awesome. The Demon Slayer's statue, I think that looks great. You know, and I'm a fan of both games, although I just don't know if I need the statues of it. I do like them for sure. Although I think the only other Resident Evil I really want would be a Resident Evil 4 Ada Wong. Like, that is what I want. I mean, I would say Leon, but I already got Leon, so I don't need 2 statues of him. The only 2 statues I'm going to have in terms of 1/4 is going to be either Link and then Kratos, of course. I guess Ellie, you'll have child and adult. But in terms of, like, same age in essence, you know, like, Kratos will be truly the only one. Because that's younger Kratos, adult, you know, older Kratos. So I don't consider that same. I gotta say, folks, I really love that Kratos bust so much. It drives me crazy how freaking good that thing is. Oh, my Jupiter. What is your guys' thoughts on the matter? I don't know if we should sell MK. And it's definitely going to be really difficult to do God of War Ragnarok and the Kratos bust. I mean, I could maybe... It depends how big the Ragnarok diorama is, but The owner Kratos bust, I feel like it's going to take up more space than this one because the blades come out. You know, this takes up, as you see, slightly more than half a garage shelf. Now, I could technically scoot it back this way a little bit if I wanted to. But with Mimir, it takes up about half a garage shelf. The other one will take up at least a 36-inch garage shelf. I just need to see it in person, determine, okay, I definitely want it in this room, because I always, hinted the idea of doing it here, and then this, then that. But now that I've been able to scoot this over and have a lot of extra space, you could do the bust here and theoretically that one right next to it. Although I would want them matching, and like I said, I want the Ragnarok Dio. So there's definitely some stuff to consider. Video game has been my main focus right now. All the other rooms, I think I pretty much got figured out perfectly. We're just waiting on some statues, of course, to finish them. There has been some ideas of, what to do in certain areas. But I think video game is the one area I'm like, okay. What are my favorite games, favorite IPs, favorite characters, statues, and so forth. And I definitely want to focus on Last of Us, God of War. Those are two of my biggest focuses, and definitely, want those a main focus in the room. Anyways, folks, in terms of next statue arriving, so let's talk about it. I believe, if Resin GK will ship it, we'll get Ellie and Abby. They're going to be DHL shipped along with Mark 43. So if he can ship them, then they'll arrive in the next, week. Then we also got Darkseid Bust. I anticipate him the last week of the month, potentially next week. Although it's unlikely, but if it is, maybe next Friday. So potentially Darkseid Bust. I am very excited for that one. I think it's just going to look so epic here. It's going to be huge. It's going to look glorious. I'm going to boost it a little bit with some, Blu-rays to get it taller. I want it at least as tall as Aquaman Bust, and I think it will be. But I definitely want it as tall as Aquaman Bust. And then, of course, Dream Studios Adult Link it got delayed because of Dream Studios, but that's being DHL shipped, so that will arrive very soon. Gotta say, I really do like that Tanjiro. I think it's so cool. Yeah, and after Darkseid, Ellie, Abby, and Mark 43, I'll have to look, but those are the next ones arriving. So hopefully we can get all that this month. That would be pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, folks, let me know what you think. Please comment below any suggestions on the video game setup. But I'm highly leaning. I hope I can fit it. Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2 Dios here. I really just need to see how much space Ellie and Abby take, because they're not deep at all. They're slightly wide, but I need to be able to, of course, see it with this arm. And Last of Us 1 Dio is 22 inches wide, which is right to here. So, I mean, it could hang off this shelf a few inches. That wouldn't be a big deal. And it's only in the back. The front actually gets smaller. So I think it would go great right here, actually. And I'm pretty confident I could fit Ellie and Abby right here. And I guaranteed Ragnarok would, that is, that's 48 inches right there. That takes up a lot of space. But anyways, folks, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.